Recording in progress. Recording
This
in progress.
is Python's Paradise. This is your host, Greg Gilbert, aka the Python Hyena, straight out of Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada, here on April the 24th, 2023. And folks, I have a return guest. I've had her on 4 times prior, once with her mom, and here we have her back again from 16 Candles. She is the girlfriend from hell. Folks, we give you Liane Curtis. How do you do, Liane?
How do you do? How do you do? I'm
How-
fine. Hold on. I don't know. Over there. I can talk.
There you go. I tried to reach out to you last year, but we didn't end up connecting. But
Yeah, things have been a little funky. Things a little funky, but I'm just, processing life and just keep moving forward and focusing on really cool, good shit. Can I say shit? Good
yeah,
shit.
go ahead.
We focus on the good stuff because that's what we want to have collapse in front of us.
Yes, I see the birds behind you though,
There's
in
one
the
bird behind
mirror.
me,
Yeah, in the
right?
mirror.
One bird to the left of me, another to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with fluff.
There you go.
Lots of fluff.
How's your mom?
Mom passed last
Is she,
September.
did she pass?
She passed last September, and it was the most peaceful, beautiful experience I have ever witnessed. There was no struggle. And her last big breath after 5 days of very tiny breaths and her very slowly, she took in a big breath and went, and then her tongue kind of went out. And I was like, whoa, no struggling, no grasping, no gasping, no anything. She was so at peace. And I remember telling her that her light and her energy was so bright that her body couldn't contain it anymore. And that the separation would be a good thing. And that she needed to leave all of the sadness and all of the fear and all of those things that we feel here human and like when we're being human in humanity, that she needed to leave those here with me on this plane of existence so that she could be free, like, and light and love and not burdened with anything. Like that if there was anything, it's all forgiven. She always used to say things like, I just want to be your friend. And I would snarl back things like, you're not my friend, you're my mother. That's completely inappropriate. Like, boundaries. And like, I would give her all of this flack. But like at the end of the day, I said, you know what? You've never not been my best friend. Because it's only with a best friend that you can show them your true colors and experience unconditional love, being loved for the whole of who you are, not just bits and pieces. My mom loved me unconditionally. And it's something that no matter what I can say about her personality and her ego, it's something that in this lifetime I have felt is unconditional love. And I'm learning to give that to myself now. And just modeling my self-care and my regard for my physical body and my space and my peace. It's just so different. I just feel so okay with all of it, like with everything. So that was a long-winded thing. But yeah, she passed very peacefully at 8:18 a.m. on Tuesday, September 27th.
You
Almost
know,
99 years old.
huh?
She was almost 99.
Almost 99. Wow.
Yes. Yes.
September
Yes.
27th. That's my older brother's birthday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
My father passed away last April of 2022 after an 8-year battle with ALS. So I can certainly understand what you're dealing with. I was at work at the time, and when I got done, I pulled in here to the apartment, and there was a bunch of text messages on my phone from my younger brother telling me to
Yeah.
answer my phone. And but I had saw my father that morning, so I was at peace, but it still hasn't really hit me. But
It's weird. Well, first of all, I feel like the idea that society has about death is completely inaccurate. Like the only thing that's accurate about it is that the physicality that was that was embodied by the energy that is that person is gone, but the energy doesn't go. The
oh,
energy
your
can't.
soul still lives.
Well, like, I don't know if you want to share a screen, but like, I got a night vision camera and I have orbs flying around my room at night. Um, and I'm pretty sure like it's the energy of my mom and my grandma and maybe my cat. Like, I don't know exactly, but I'm sure it's intelligent and it's a light energy and it has its own consciousness and it's curious and it sips around my room all night long. There's a big one that moves slowly. There's a tiny one that zips around crazy. Like, I just discovered that that was going on in the last few days. I got a really cheap um, home security cam off of Amazon.
Hmm.
I paid an extra $2 to get the little black one. It looks like a little black minion. Here, my room's kind of a mess. Sorry.
Blame it on the birds.
Oh,
There you
right.
go.
No, I actually can. So I set it up here on my shelf
Hmm.
and I let it go like after dark. And then, sometimes when the TV is on, you have other light, but it doesn't seem to interfere because it just looks like these little tiny and then great big spotlights that start moving around the room randomly. Like, I'll put my arm up and it'll start flying around. Like, it's really cool. I talk to them. I started talking to them last night. I figure, well, I'll tell them that I love them and that they're welcome, and that if they need to know anything, that they're perfectly welcome to access my consciousness. And if they have anything to let me know, just let it slow drip while I'm so, I don't think that phenomenon is actually phenomenal. I think it should be normalized because I think it is normal. um, I think fighting and hating each other and being in fear and having depression and having anxiety, those are all real. They've become real things, but I think that that's not normal. I think that the human condition is in a loving, harmonious vibration. I think that anything other than that is discord that has been uh injected into all of this, because I think people genuinely do love, like, before anything.
You want me to tell you something though? This is something that'll be special for you, because I mean, this is your fourth solo interview on here, but you've been on here 5 times, once with your mom. Remember that?
Do you remember that?
I'll send you that interview because I think that'd be special for you because you were doing the whole Snow White thing.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, that's right. I think you're the first person that ever got the Snow White story. Did I went and I found all the little puppet too.
Yep.
I didn't put them away. You know who I can't find? Snow White. Like, I guess I'm just gonna have to play the role of Snow White, man. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way out of it. I'm gonna be surrounded by my little finger puppets.
But yeah, I got that interview. So I mean, that's you and your mom, and her talking about her career there in the past, and you on there with her. So I mean, yeah,
I
that
would love to have that. And
well,
maybe I
you
can get your permission to use it if I ever get my ass around to making a documentary. I really want to make
yes,
some kind of
feel
project about my mom because her life
feel
was so
free.
fun.
Feel free. You got my permission. Use whatever you want to from it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yep, yeah, I got that interview up, and I'd be glad to share it with you. It's got that screen cap on. I think that one might have been just audio, but that one there has that screen cap of you sticking your tongue out at her, and she's trying to eat.
Oh, right. When she still had the throne chair, I finally tossed that. The frame cracked. She at one point had 16 of those chairs, two with the arms for the head
Mhm.
of the table, and then all the rest of them for the civilians who were being entertained by all the food served at the giant dinners. Like, growing up with my mom was kind of a scene. Like, nobody does that anymore.
No, no. But no, it's sad. I'm sorry she's gone, but you know what? It's
Okay, I
98 years
miss,
old. Gee.
yeah, no, I don't miss watching the deterioration of her
Hmm.
physical container
Yeah,
and the, I guess what doctors call deterioration of her brain function and her hallucinations. Like, honestly, I think we're all hallucinating reality. And I think what she was seeing is probably, again, like those orbs, not phenomenal. I think we got it a little backwards. I think they need to recheck all that and like take quantum mechanics and take that into account, and then instead of making something 3D, like make it 4D holographic. Like, I think there needs to be a different way of seeing the things that we see, even maybe changing the vocabulary of what we see, because I'm seeing things that make no sense, or
I
that
know you're
makes,
looking at me.
there you go. Do you really exist? Is that
I don't
real?
know. I just don't make any sense.
Actually, you probably make more sense than you think.
Yeah,
The less sense you think you're making, the more sense you're actually making. How's that? Do something with that one, Greg.
there you go. There you go. So how have you been since your mom's passing?
Lots of processing, lots of processing, lots of processing, lots of changes, lots of learning, lots of expanding, lots of experience, lots of opportunity to process what seems very dark and horrible, and find a little bit of grace through it, like, without discounting my humanity and my ability to um, articulate how I feel in a manner that might not feel good on the receiving end by people who have perpetrated. Um, but it's just all a big learning. I feel like it's allowed me to be in gratitude for all of it, which is nothing I would have been capable of saying 4 years ago, 3 years ago. 2 years ago, I had the idea, but wasn't quite sure how to get there. A year ago, I'm starting to really get it. Now I'm starting to really embody that. Um, Yet again, given another opportunity with a big giant life change in the last month, um, which I don't know if I should talk about yet.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
No, at some point I'll be able to. Um,
Hmm.
but what I can say for you women out there, if anybody, seriously, like, and this is just like a little PSA, if anybody out there like has sensitivity or is intuitive and like can feel something's wrong, and then people tell you, no, you're crazy, you're just nuts, and then continue making you feel crazy for what you're feeling is right, that's called gaslighting. And the person who's saying that to you is probably the one who's like got some not wanting to be seen issues. But don't let the experience of finding out after long-term gaslighting make you feel smaller, lesser. Use it. For me, what I was able to do, and it's still very new information. Um, Transmute that and allow it to make you rely on your intuition and feel even less crazy than you were told you were being, because you were zeroed in. So we're a lot more tuned in than we think. And we live in a society that gaslights, you know. doctor saying, oh, you're da 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 da, and then you going to a different doctor and going, oh my God, no, that's insane. You've got this, you've got that, you've got that. Of course you were feeling this, that, and the other. Right? People, it happens all the time, advertently, inadvertently. So just people, there's no savior outside yourself. Like, it's inside. You already know. You already know. Like, trust your intuition. It's there for a reason. Like, and that would go into energy centers if you guys want to go that far. Nature never lies, neither does your intuition or your higher self. And it's accessible to everybody. And if you want to get saved, turn your attention inside and connect with that energy that makes all of us, whatever you want to call it, whatever name you have for it. Like, you're all beautiful light and energy beings. Like, and you just really, all of us are capable of tuning in to consciousness and tuning out the static of society and everybody's story of what you're supposed to be. Just like, oh my God, if you can allow yourself to get off the merry-go-round, give yourself permission to just stop and at least have an option of seeing outside from a slightly different point of view. It's a very freeing, not easy process, but I would definitely highly suggest that one be brave enough to try. Like, it's like my mom saw me struggling with all this. She kept telling me how courageous I was. And it's true, you know, the world is a little crazy.
The
Lots of
world's a
narrative,
lot crazy.
lots of stories going on out there. A lot of people taking sides, like good and bad. It's not sides, it's a whole thing, and it's not cohesive. It's, you know, it's hard for 7.5 billion points of light. Like, we were called that by one of our presidents. Like, all these thousands of points of light. Like, why would he refer to human beings as points of light if we aren't energy first? It's like, they know something. They know something. And like, a lot of us don't know it. And it serves a purpose to keep us like that for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't need to know. I just need to know who I am. Like, I'm one of those points of light, and like, I can tune in. It doesn't erase the ugliness out there, but it allows me to free myself from it and be an observer and participate in a way that helps, instead of getting in there and focusing on what we don't want. Because surely, just like in quantum physics 101, what you're focusing on is going to collapse in front of you. If you don't like being bullied and you focus on, I just don't want to be bullied, that's still focusing on the bullying. Focus, what do you want? I want to feel free. I want to feel safe. Like, I feel safe. Like, where is safe? Safe is in my own head. I'm safe unless I start thinking crazy stuff, and then I'm self-sabotaging. Who's controlling your thoughts? Like, I don't know. It's all very, it's hard to be accountable for who you are, but ultimately it's all you can be accountable for. I don't know.
There you go. Have you gotten back into acting since, or are you accepting any roles?
I don't have representation. I'm still waiting for May to happen when they lift the mandate and the whole thing, and then maybe there's a chance for people who decided to extricate themselves from society rather than buy into mandates. We'll be able to work again.
Yeah,
We're not the boogeymen. I promise. And
I worked through the
we're not bringing
pandemic.
leprosy. Yeah, I don't have leprosy. Like, it's okay to be in the same room with me while I'm breathing. Like,
Yeah,
I do a
I
function
worked
with
the
wall-to-wall people. Nobody caught anything, and there was a mix of people who were and weren't. So just enough. Can we just get back to
yeah, I worked
normal?
through the pandemic, and I remember I was in Toronto at the height of it in a Halloween street party, it's like, and I was fine, but you know, I just had a virtual job interview at the Toronto General Hospital, so I'm hoping to be able to move to Toronto because I love it there.
Like, get there, it's in the middle, right? Isn't that in the middle? There's Montreal, there's Vancouver, and then there's Toronto in the middle.
Yeah, and then you got places like this, New Brunswick, that nobody knows about, and it's so ass backwards, you know.
I feel like eventually there will be no ass backwards places because I think eventually people are all going to start. Please don't confuse being woke with waking up. There's a difference. I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh,
woke. I'm
jeepers. Woke has been thrown into everything to the point now
Look,
where it's annoying.
right, because it's more misinformation, disinformation, kerfuffle everybody, make them confused, make them scared, make them not understand what you're saying so that they can argue some more. And then, like, we have more static energy where nothing is evolving. Like, it's really, so I'm saying, like, this inner discernment is so important, and it's one of the things we're not taught as like in school. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, the vibe needs to change. Just even a
Hmm.
tiny shift would be fabulous in my lifetime.
There you go.
It's a weird time to be alive, and like these UAPs and the UFOs, and God bless him. I loved Paul Hellyer. Yes, to everything he was saying. You're Paul. You're Mr. Hellyer. I loved him. Rest in power, Mr. Hellyer. Like, UFOs are as common as helicopters, just as helicopters were as common as UFOs back in Egypt. Why do you think they're all on the freaking hieroglyphs? Helicopters. There are helicopters on the hiero. Like, hello. Snap out of it. Like moonstruck. Snap out of it. Open your eyes. It's all around you. So, like, this is what I think about all that. Not that you asked, but I'm gonna say it's like they're little by little. Ooh, there's water here. Oh, look, there's bio stuff here. Oh, look, like they already know there's more intelligent life visiting, coming back and forth in some kind of trade agreement with us. They've been coming back and forth forever. CIA knows, like people briefed above the level of the president.
Every
President is not highest
every
briefed.
time somebody to ask me about intelligent life, I just bring your name up.
Yeah, go talk to Liane. She speaks light language and now she's got orbs showing up. Like
And
that's
you got
not
birds.
and birds and praying mantis. Like I've got praying mantis all over the place in my house.
There
Um,
you go.
I grow plants from apple seeds and pears. Like I've got one citrus tree that's taller than I am in my mom's room. It's just out of a lemon. Like I guess, like you can commune with nature anywhere. It's all around you. It's all around you. Like food that you eat. What's it powered by? The sun. Like as long as it's not processed in a factory in a lab, like, but like the sun. So like basically if you're an energy being and the sun is feeding your food, it's one energy having a transaction with another energy with all a bunch of middlemen in between, which is your physical body. But actually, if you remove all the middlemen, it's energy and energy transaction. It's so simple. And yet we want to make it all complicated. I don't know.
Still
I got
love 16 Candles. That's my favorite film you're in. You know, you you passing the
I can't do
notes.
movies that are going to be your new favorite movie.
Huh?
I said I have to do new stuff that's going to be your new favorite stuff. Your new favorite movie. Hey, Scott Valentine. Hey, Larry Meistrich. Yo, my ears are on fire.
There you go.
Let's go. Red Coral Universe
I
original
just
content. And let's go.
I just think it's funny that you don't like Molly Ringwald.
Oh, I don't like or not like anybody anymore. I mean, back in the day, that's just like it was so ego stuff. Like I thought it was kind of funny, but now it's just all silly, you know. We're just all here trying to navigate this place best we can and learn our lessons, whatever those happen to be.
When's the last time you seen Molly?
Last time I saw Molly was when she was performing a beautiful jazz set at was it Shutters? No, it wasn't Shutters. It was the other the other hotel, like I can't remember anymore, but it was right by the Santa Monica beach, right at the end of Pico Boulevard. You go down and then you make a left, and then the hotel is on your right hand side, right off the beach, right south of Shutters.
I didn't know she was a musician.
Oh, her dad, Bob Ringwald, was a piano player, jazz piano player. I think he
Okay.
was also a composer. I'm not sure. She would have to educate me. I'm not sure. Like I'm actually more curious about her now than I am feeling ego competitive. Like at this point, I like learning about people. So yeah, so Bob Ringwald, he was blind and he was a musician. And she also sings. She did the musical Sweet Charity, and I went and saw that, but I didn't go backstage to see her. But it was very nice. She was very pleasant. She was lovely. She didn't recognize me. She said, "Are you Liane?" She was so cute. She looked at me. She kind of cocked her head to the side like a puppy. She went, "Are you Liane from 16 Candles?" Like, yes. Are you Molly from 16 Candles? Big fan. So like I said, like all kidding aside, all nonsense aside, she's a lovely gal, and she's just in a body trying to figure out third dimension too. Like, aren't we all?
Yeah.
No hard
I always
feelings.
liked Molly Ringwald, but I'd never met her and I never spoke to her, so I'm just going by previous conversation. But
Yeah,
when's the last? Yeah.
no, I think people just tend to be aloof, like, and especially first of all, being a woman, second of all, being in the business, third of all, the world is nuts. You don't know who's saying, "Hey, Molly," and why. Like, so you turn like insulation is important. And so like it tends to make people seem not friendly, even though in their heart they are, but it's just like
Hmm.
there's kind of a gap between that and the front that they're putting on for whatever reason. So that's okay. They needs to protect themselves sometimes.
When's the last time you seen Corey Feldman?
I've seen Corey more recently. He I guess his people asked me to be in the not little documentary. Nothing is little, minimized stuff. They did a documentary and they very graciously asked me to speak. So I did. Jake Perry. Um, and I haven't seen Corey since I was at his house, and his little mini Zen was still kind of young, you know. So it's probably been a minute, but I've also been in New York for 4 years, so I haven't really seen too many people at all.
Yeah, and of course you worked with Johnny Depp and Benny and June, and I love Johnny Depp. I'm going to tell you what a switch around on the Me Too movement with Amber Heard screwing up.
It kind of reminds me of the first time, I think it was the first time my ex-husband slept over at the house.
Hmm.
He he had slept over, and as guys do, woke up in the morning and had to go pee. And when he had come back to go pee, the cat had jumped on the bed and left a turd right on the pillow that he had been sleeping on. The cat's name was Chanel, but maybe, in retrospect, I could have named it Amber. It's like revenge turds are never good. Human ones are worse than cat turds. Although I guess it all depends on how well formed they are or how juicy they are.
Yeah, but the cat can get away with that. Amber, oh, I
Women are
don't know.
very catty, but they say that women are catty. So like really, they don't, it's
Hmm.
not Catboy and Superman, it's Catwoman and Superman, isn't it? When have you ever heard of like Catman?
That's right. I got a kitty here
Catwoman,
somewhere.
woman, cat, meow. Like,
Hmm.
and then I bury you like a turd. It's what women do, or try to. Some women.
And then we come back like those zombies.
How about that trank fentanyl? Like we actually do have zombies now. It's
There you
wonderful.
go.
Trank fent. Telling you. It's
So
crazy.
and of course you were the
How
lead
do
and
you segue
girlfriend
out
from
of that? How do you
yeah.
segue? I don't know. See, we've covered aliens, the new drug problem
Uh-huh.
that's worse than oxy. What is that? What are those? Oxy, codone, oxy. What are those called?
Or whatever,
Drug,
or
bad
the
drugs.
cocaine bears out there.
Damn. You know, I just like kale. Something's wrong with
Hmm.
me. Like kale and meditating. Yeah, like yoga. I like remote viewing. I like, why wouldn't I be a fun, like Tinder application form? What does she like? Kale. What else? Psychic people? People who want to live with the earth, not on the earth. Like, I've turned very strange.
Oh, I don't see any different.
Well, I look the same. I might look the same. Oh, I'm looking out the same window, but it's just I
I
just
just
see things,
remember your mom used to keep you in check.
right? And now I'm like Macaulay Culkin, except there are no bad guys. It's just orbs. And we all run around the apartment having fun all day long.
You don't put micro machines around there for the orbs?
You know, what I wish would happen is that I could get a little more focused on writing some lyrics. Like I finished a third verse for a song that the demo is up on SoundCloud. And I actually started a music publishing company called Feather Rouge Music and a record company called Cherubi Records. And we released our first two albums. One I'm working to radio, the other one I'm just sort of leaving simmer or do whatever it's doing. Um, and interestingly enough, I sent it out in a blast just to see what would happen. And I've got a radio station in Australia, one in Vancouver. And I'm waiting for, is it Durham? Raleigh? Durham? Somewhere. There maybe. Then there's another place in Poland that said yes. And a place in the UK that wants a bio and a voice drop from the artist. So as soon as she's recovered from Coachella, you know, and it's a good song. So you know, I know from a standpoint of record companies and publishing companies, I'm a little pisher on the Upper West Side of New York, working out of an apartment with a very small catalog. Um, but I'd rather have a small catalog of viable songs that will work out on the platforms where they're released, than
Hmm.
have a million songs that aren't doing anything, just taking up space and taking my attention off of, you know. So I'm gonna work the heritage version of If I'm Lucky I'll Be the One by Miss Jacqueline McKenzie, which is available on all platforms.
There you
Shameless plug.
go.
Um, let's see. I think I could probably share the screen.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
iTunes. Okay. If you think you have to make me co-host to do that,
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
that's okay. There are so many different ways of handling this besides you looking at my breastises. Hold on. Hey man, I gotta get ahead of everything, you know? That's all I'm saying. Get ahead of it. So
I
on
see your,
Spotify, all these things are available on Spotify.
okay.
Um, and come on, little phone. It's like how to look like a teenager in the middle of an interview. Isn't it
Hmm.
fabulous? Fabulous. Okay. This here
Oh, there you go. Yep.
I'm trying to get it out.
If I'm lucky, I'll be the one. Okay.
So that's the reimagination that this artist did. She took her vocal stem from the heritage version and
Mm-hmm.
she reimagined it. And then what she calls the jazz version, I think it's funny. That is also out on all platforms. Here we go, looking like a teenager. Jacqueline McKenzie.
You see, back at 16 Candles, imagine what it'd be like. You pass a note, you just pass text.
Yeah, that probably would be like if you had to update 16 Candles, it would be texting under the table or on an Apple Watch or something, and then there would be product placement.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure.
You could still do Everybody Forgetting Molly's birthday, though.
Yeah, like I think isn't Selena Gomez doing something? Isn't she doing some kind of a 15 candles or something?
I don't know.
I think so. Here, maybe the light is better here. There's less glare. So
Okay.
here's the version.
I'll be the one to make you sing, and you will sing your song out loud. I'm lucky. I'll be the one.
So you can find both of those. One on Jacqueline McKenzie and one on Jack JAQ. And like the one that I just played for you guys, already I've got it placed in a TV show, and a little bit of radio play. So over the next year, it can take a year to work a single.
Mm-hmm.
So as much as I want everything to happen like right this second, I want it now. It's not necessary, and that's probably not how it's going to happen. But the slow drip is good. That way it's not completely overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
And she agreed to record 2 more songs. So we're excited about that. So
Jacqueline McKenzie.
Yeah, Jacqueline McKenzie. You can find her on Instagram. It's at Jack the Girl. And that's mostly her racy contemporary self. But she definitely has a very sophisticated side into which she will eventually grow more. Because like I told her, you're not getting any younger. Like, and at some point, what you're doing now is just not going to work for you. But what you can do with this other more sophisticated persona that you also embody, that doesn't go away. That doesn't rely on looks. It doesn't rely on anything but your innate sound and what you do with lyrics and a melody and how you play with other instruments. That doesn't require you to be anything, look any certain way. Like it's safe. And it's more insulation, especially when you're coming out with 3 of your grandma's tunes and your mom's the record company. It's like it's 3 generations of women now in a collective who are all participating to make one really cool thing happen. So like hopefully there's good energy on the business and the song will do well, and Jacqueline McKenzie will do well, and Jack will keep doing well, keeping the 2 aspects of the same artist separate for now. So that's what my focus is on right now, making all that music happen.
I should have her on the show. There you go. There you go. Mm-hmm. No, I'm open to that. And I noticed that. Hey, there you go.
Close in this family.
Does that guitar take up the other side of the bed?
It's so funny. You know, I do know musicians who sleep with their guitars. They do. Like, and women are jealous. Really, there are some musicians who are literally married to their instrument and married to the muse before they would ever be entangled with another human. It's
You want me to tell you what's funny? One of my
so much
favorites, one of
life.
my favorite songs from the 80s was the Bryan Adams song Run to You. And I thought the song was about an affair. I always thought that until somebody made me think differently about it.
Is it the one that goes, I'm gonna run to you?
Yeah. And they said
Feeling
what the song really was the guy's
up.
relationship.
No.
It was about the guy's relationship with his music and his guitar. And I was like, oh my goodness, I never
That's
ever
my
thought of
idea.
that. Huh?
It could have been about like cocaine, like an
Yeah.
addict. Because when the feeling's right, we're gonna
Mhm.
all night. Ow! Ow! No, we're not doing that. Sorry.
No.
Sorry,
I
Mr.
saw enough
Adam.
of enough of that in Cocaine Bear.
I saw enough of that, like on the set of 16 Candles and all around me at Studio 54 in the 80s in New York.
Oh wow, it was bad on 16 Candles.
I was bad on 16 Candles.
Oh come on, you're a little angel.
I was a little angel. I was buying Coke from Bobby Volpe, the props guy. Props master was dealing Coke. Like, and I was buying it from him because my mom left. I was 18, and that made me like, Liane's fucking cool, man. I was so fucking cool. That's why Liane was not in She's Having a Baby. That's why Liane was not in Breakfast Club. That's, had Liane not behaved like that, Liane had to come into this place and learn hard. That's like to turn me into what I am today, like with the orbs and shit. Like I had to go hard on the lessons. So
Well, look on the bright side. You did get 16 Candles, and that was my favorite John Hughes film.
I love that. And so now we're bonded forever in 16
There you
Candles.
go.
There you go. See?
Mm-hmm.
I affected one person positive. Wait, we haven't talked about that. Was it a positive influence or
What?
me? 16 Candles. Was it a positive influence or a negative influence on you? Then we'll decide whether it was good or bad.
Oh, for me, all positive.
Okay, good.
There you go. Yeah, I've had you on from 16 Candles, and I've had John Coppolo's. He was on here as well.
Love John. He's a nice man.
I love John as well. Yeah.
He played a greasy bohunk, but only in fantasy. He's not greasy, nor is he a bohunk. He's a nice man. If you
John
had
did
to
have
go ahead.
John did have him back in Breakfast Club though.
Did.
Guess he behaved.
Right. Well, he didn't do bad things and if he did, he didn't get busted. See, there's the thing. It's the American way. If you're gonna do bad shit, don't get caught. But mostly, like for me these days, like if you can't talk about it, then don't do it. It's not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
If you gotta hide it, don't do it. Save yourself some trouble.
There you go.
Yeah, because it always comes to bite you on the back end. It just does.
Oh yeah, I know that feeling.
More lessons, more hardcore lessons that we teach ourselves by choosing to do things the way we do them. It's a choice. It really is. It's like nobody's got a gun to your head. People do the things they do. Like, and whose gun is it? It's your own gun half the time. Like that's when the absurd meter starts,
But even eventually Molly Ringwald even stopped working with John Hughes. So there you go.
Oh, well, I don't know exactly what he did to cause that for himself. Like,
I don't think there was anything caused. I think Molly, from what I understand, after Pretty in Pink. I think she was supposed to be in Some Kind of Wonderful, and I think she just kind of wanted to move away from that image, you know. That's the take I got on it, you know.
Yeah,
But
but see, to me, that's like, I don't want to be like, here it is in the music business. I was told that like bands get over with a single. And so what you do when you realize what the public likes, you do the same thing over and over and over till the public gets sick of it. Well, I guess Molly wanted to get off the merry-go-round before the public got sick of it. You get out, leaving them wanting more, which is, to me, if you're going to have a plan, probably the correct way to do it at a certain point. It just, once you're in 3 films or 2 films or whatever it is, it's hard to like extricate without feelings coming into business. Like, it gets conflated, and then people, like fans, I don't know. But who knows? Like, everybody wants to grow up, everybody wants to evolve, everybody wants to not play the same role over and over again, but we also all want to eat food. So how much do you want to sell out? Like, I guess, and that becomes a personal choice.
well, hopefully,
Yeah.
you know, you can get some representation so we can get you back in the movies again.
Yeah, maybe it's not getting rep. Maybe literally, maybe it's just putting the last 4 years in a timeline. And I kind of likened it to hockey playoffs. If I can take all the events over the last 4 years from the moment I decided it's time to leave California and go help my mom, if I can condense those 4 years into something that could be split up into, like, I don't know, what are they doing these days? 8 episodes into 30 installments. That's 3 seasons of something. And if it's written well enough, like, but the truth kind of writes itself. So if you get good, talented writers to work with Liane, then maybe something can get developed, like I keep mentioning Scott Valentine, lovely guy,
Mm-hmm.
beautiful human, huge heart. We've been trying to work with each other since My Demon Lover didn't work out. Um, um, but he told me a dream. He's like, hey, Liane, I had this really weird dream, and I'm not going to tell you what it was, because I answered him back. I was like, that's just so simple, and it's just so stupid. We could literally make a show around just your little dream. What do you think? He's like, well, I've been talking to Larry, and Larry wants to do a show with you. Like, I've been hearing this for a minute. Like, I'm going, okay, well, maybe Liane has to come up with whatever it is, because only I can define what I am, really. It's not for anybody else to do. So, like, I'm back to, if I could just condense the last 4 years into a timeline that makes sense and conflate things that are repetitive into, like,
You going
making,
back to Los Angeles, or you gonna stay in New York?
I have no reason to go back to Los Angeles except to collect some stuff and bring it back here. There's nothing for me there really right now.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, if in my head movie, this is where Annie Lennox singing a cappella, it's a brand new day, 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 day. Pretty much a brand new day for Liane Curtis.
And you
But I
gotta
make
do
my
your
own schedule, so there's the good news, right? Go girl. You go girl. I make my own schedule, and I
mm-hmm.
create joy, and I make my own reality. So if somebody wants to come play with me, we have fun here.
I bet. You got a guitar, you got birds, you got praying mantises.
Got a Wi-Fi signal. I got
Yeah,
food.
yeah.
I have an imagination that keeps me busy all freaking day long.
And no more passing notes in class. You can just text now.
Right, I can text,
Mm-hmm.
I send video messages, we can FaceTime. And now that they have earbuds, now that we have long hair, we can actually talk to people and listen to people without anybody knowing.
There you go. See? 16 candles updated right there.
Yeah, it's like 58 candles coming up next.
58 candles.
58 candles starring me.
There you go.
Written by me. Edited and directed by
You.
I am the one I've been waiting for. It sounds conceited, but it's not even coming from ego. It's just coming from self-reliance and just, I don't know. Like there's no dollar amount on inner peace, and it's not something that you can go down to Woolworths and buy for 5 cents next to the bazooka bubble gum. As
I
much
kn-
as I wish it were, it's not.
I
Or
know
where-
last time we talked, I know you did a convention. Do you get to do any more of them?
I was just invited to go to Detroit, and had I had pet care, I'd have been in Detroit all last weekend and been at the screening with Mick, to the point I wanted to go so badly that I woke up Sunday morning at 6:30, and this is how you process. Like, I woke up and I thought, okay, you've got credit, just get on a plane, go to Detroit, because I understood that somebody I've never met, but somebody with whom I've been working for the last decade, was maybe free to come say hello. So I said,
Mhm.
okay, meet me at the screening at 5. My plane lands, like, I'll get there, we'll see the screening. While the screening's going on, we can hang out. Then I'll do the Q&A. Then we can go get some food. Then I'll go back to the airport, and then you can go home. And then my birds will only be by themselves for less than 24 hours. Insane. So I call the promoter. He's like, are you kidding me right now? I'm like, no, I really want to come. He's like, wait. So then I had another little issue over here with one of my birds, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I just shouldn't go. And so I had to go back and unbuy the tickets, get credit at JetBlue, go through this whole, like, but it was really, I got on my own shit for being, it's like, why do you do these things so random? I was like, wait, whoa, stop. First of all, you got your money back from Delta. Second of all, you proved to yourself that at the drop of a hat, you can be ready in 6 hours to walk out the door from the minute you woke up in the morning. Like, so if that was a dress rehearsal for some situation that pops up of, hey, Liane, can you get on a plane like in 7 hours? I could actually knowingly say yes. No, don't say no. Yes.
Yeah.
Or point. Nope. Yes. Come here. Step up. There, you just bought yourself a ticket onto the show.
Look at that. Look at that nice
Why-
birdie.
Yeah, why are you talking back? I can leave here at the drop of a hat if I want to. I can, because you're safe and you have food and I love you and you know that.
Nice birdie.
No. That's Diva Bird.
Yeah.
Diva
What
Bird is,
screening was it?
it was the Critters 235th anniversary screening in Detroit, Michigan,
Mm-hmm.
that they just had at that convention. And they actually invited me to go. And I should have gotten on a plane on Friday morning, but my pet sitting situation kind of wasn't happening, like I said. And I wasn't comfortable just leaving them for 4 birds for 72 hours, like, and one of them sitting on eggs that'll never, I took them away this morning. But like, it's just, they're people too. They're accustomed to the schedule and having me around, and it was just too much at the last minute,
Mm-hmm.
because the invitation came in Thursday. Can you leave tomorrow? It's like, yes and no. It's like, do we know anybody with a mini camper van that I can just drive there and back? I'll be easier. Like, if I could bring my bugs, my plants, and my birds in a vehicle and park in the hotel parking lot. How's that? Like, and I would have done that in a hot second, because, the adventure. Are you ready to be done? Go, fly. Off you go.
That's your critter.
Yeah, one of them.
Lots of feathers flying around you.
Angels. It's because I have angels. It's feathers flying somewhere. It's the angels.
There you go.
The orbs.
Yeah.
People should check out my YouTube channel if you guys want to see orbs. I posted some of that. Like, there's a lot of what some people would refer to as crazy gibberish and arm movements, but it's what we call light
I'm
language.
subscribed to your YouTube.
Yeah, well, it's the Riding the Frequency channel, and frequency is spelled FREAKWENCY, frequency. So yeah, check that out and you'll see some orbs, or on my Insta, I've been posting reels with the orbs, and on my Facebook. I have 2 Facebooks. One I need to just shut down because people keep getting confused with the 2. Stop
Which
biting my laptop.
which is your real one? Because I know
The real one has a picture of my 3 kids across the top. The other one was a backup one that I never checked because
the
the real
black
one,
and white photo one.
they both have a black and white little square on the little thing. It's the same picture, but the banner is different on each of them. One of them has a banner with 3 kids. Stop biting my laptop. Oh my God. Just like over there, it's like next thing you know, you're gonna be looking at my feet because she'll have knocked it off the kids.
I should friend you on there for because I think I got the other one.
Yeah, I think you're probably friends with me on the backup one for whatever reason.
Yeah, because I used to see your posts all the time and now I don't see them. And
Yeah, I don't post that often. I still do lives here and there. I took a walk when it was out, like the other day. I actually went down to Riverside Park. I like to go sit by the river and sit on rocks and have the river like literally, inches from your feet. Geese, the cherry blossoms and the apple blossoms. It's beautiful right now.
uh-huh.
Daffodils. Actually, the daffodils are starting to wither away, but like the tulips are all starting to pop up now. Some really, really pretty stuff.
So which one is it's got three people in the picture?
Yeah. Are you finding it? Are you looking for right now?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well, it has your middle name on it as well.
let's see. I'm gonna give you the link in the chat. Okay, so if you just click on the link in the chat, it'll take you to the page. Then you'll see if you're friends with me.
Okay.
That's the easiest way.
It says this content isn't available right now.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, well, after the show, we'll figure it out. I literally just went to my Facebook profile and copied the link. I just refreshed it.
Well, does it say just Liane Curtis or does it say Liane middle
It says
name
Liane
Curtis?
Curtis. Nope, just Liane Curtis, and it's 4.4 thousand friends.
Oh.
So you might be on either a fan page or I don't know.
Let me see. Yeah. Oh, okay. Just a minute. Okay. Well, I'm just seeing the one where you get the black and white picture.
Hmm.
It's a little weird. I don't know. Maybe you could send me the link on email or something. I don't know.
That is odd. Not sure why I would do that. So yeah, like cover photos, the 3 kids, and then it's the same black and white picture. It's the same link. I don't know. Like, but maybe it's a different link because I'm signed into my account.
You see, the one that I'm friends with you on has the black and white picture, and the cover photo is you and your mom.
Mm-hmm. That's the one I don't use. It's
Oh,
still
okay.
active, but I don't look at it. Or
The one where you're embarrassing your mom. I can't believe you embarrassed your mom.
I don't think she's embarrassed by much anymore. Nor was she before that. She would just think, ugh, it's absurd. That was mostly what she would say. I'm so funny and how absurd. What's going on here? That doesn't look good. What is that? Sorry.
There you go.
I don't know if you can see the little critter.
Oh, I could see that.
It's crawling
Look
up
at
the.
that. Praying mantis.
Yeah, there's the little one. These guys are gonna get really, really big. I don't know if you can see him just sort of hanging upside down there on the bottom of the leaf.
I can see that.
Yep, the first one was a zebra, and then this one's I don't know how to pronounce it, a papa spurca. Like they look like big sticks. They camouflage like sticks. You can sort of see him. Devil, some kind of devil mantis. Like somebody just made a comment on my Facebook while we were talking about how the orbs were either, what did he say? Either headlights from cars. I'm like, yeah, I'm on the 15th floor. I don't think so. Or maybe it's a demon. I'm like, I don't really attract that kind of shit. So, no and no, but thanks.
You off to yoga tonight?
No, I did my yoga before we talked.
Oh,
Did my yoga before. I might do some wall Pilates later.
you do your yoga with your birdies?
My bird does interrupt my yoga all the time. Velcro was hopping around like a maniac before she was disturbing my shavasana. Stop disturbing shavasana. Yeah, I had my laptop over there on the window. Now the bird just like decided to take my space. Living with animals.
The bird owns you. You're the bird's
Kinda.
pet.
All right. This one just said, all right, she knows. Licky,
Yeah.
who do you own me? Am I subordinate to you? I know, I love you. I know, I love you so much. You're a good bird. You're a good bird.
Isn't that how it works?
Yeah. Cats like are more possessive, not possessive, like I don't know. I think cats mesmerize their owners more than birds do. I think birds like interact more, they destroy more.
Mm-hmm.
They're like more interactive because they're kind of like 2-year-olds, really smart 2-year-olds.
Yeah, looking down through here, I'm just seeing your black and white. Yeah, that's it.
That's okay. We'll fix it later.
Yeah.
So what
So
else? Like, what's the weather like up there? Is it still cold? Are you guys getting flowers yet? Is it springtime? What's happening?
it is springtime. I'm getting my spring tires or my all seasons put on my
Oh,
car
all
here
right.
soon.
That's right. I forgot about that. My mom would always have to put snow tires on in the winter, even in the city. It was snow tires, and then we changed the snow tires back to regular all-season tires for
Mm-hmm.
spring and summer. I totally remember that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I got an appointment for that, but if I move to Toronto, I'll probably just take a U-Haul and let my brother use my car here because in Toronto the transit is so good,
Mhm.
with the subway system and the streetcars. I probably won't need a vehicle.
Wow. Yeah, like in New York, you don't like unless you have a property that you go to on weekends and summer times, there's no reason. Saves
Mm-hmm.
so much money. Like when I was first here, I crunched numbers, like, and the first thing I lopped off was car payments, car insurance, gas, repairs. And right there, that was literally like $20,000 a year cash going out.
Mm-hmm.
Gone, gone. What do you do with $20,000? A lot,
Spend it on your birds.
you know? not worry about how the next bill's going to get paid because you're paying too many bill. Like, you know, I don't know. Just the whole situation out there. It's much more condensed and a lot easier here. And especially if you're somebody that hangs out in your home a lot,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't feel the need to go out and like into social distraction time.
Mm-hmm.
Like a necessity. It's if I feel like it, or if there are people at a gathering that I could care less about that I want to see, that's different. Because I'm there
Mm-hmm.
to see the people, not necessarily engage in the social. That's like secondary to why I'm out. You know, I don't know. I it's like it's a lot easier. It'll probably be a lot cheaper to live in Toronto, you know, for that reason.
Well, I'm gonna see if I get this job. I did do a virtual interview last week, and they said it'd be about 3 weeks until I find out. But they said the Toronto General Hospital is one of the top 5 hospitals in the world, and I'm like, yeah.
Wow, well, that's good because if you work there, theoretically, you'd also get care there if you should need it, you know?
Hmm. Yeah. But
Right.
I remember it was Lisa Langlois, Canadian actress, invited me to my first convention. That was in Toronto, and that was the first time I've ever been on a plane. First time I've ever really been outside New Brunswick, really, other than Prince Edward Island. So it was like, yeah. And I fell in love with Toronto.
Wow.
Hmm.
It's a big globe. I mean, it's a small globe if you put it in the galaxy, but you know, there's so many places. I was very fortunate as a child to have been um uh brought up in a household where we go back to France and visit the relatives every 3 years. Couldn't be every year because it was too expensive, but every 3 years we could do. My grandma would go back more often and see her sisters.
Hmm.
Um, but my mom and I would go every 3 years. And every once in a while, like when I turned 13, my mom took me to Greece for 2 weeks before. So I've gotten to experience other, which is really same, just different culture. But it traveling, I feel like is good because it opens one's mind, you know, and you get to see things from a different point of view. And then like you can't unsee stuff once you see it, for the better or
Hmm.
the worse. Um, so yeah, that's good. That's good. Expanding is good. Come down to the States sometime.
You
Did
know what? I get asked that. I did get a passport. So I got
you?
my
I
pass.
did
Yep.
too. I just got mine. I just got mine renewed.
Same here. I got mine
Yeah.
a few months ago, but because if I move to Toronto, I can do the cons there no problem, you know. But because we don't
Yeah, you
have
could
them here.
probably have a booth there and do live radio shows, live Zoom interviews from there. That could be a total thing, live from
Hmm.
Toronto.
Well, here's the thing. I've done 2 conventions with Lisa, you know, and Lisa's become a friend to the point where she's a reference on my resume, you know, like and if I live in Toronto and she happens to get a con in the States, I could come and accompany her to that.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Um, because we all need somebody there to help. Like
Yep.
it's a little weird when you're at a table and you're by yourself and you're trying to run the money and you're trying to keep thing. And
Well,
if it gets,
normally they have people there that do that, but with
but I'd rather have my own person that comes
yep,
with me that I know.
yeah, with like Lisa took a real chance on me because she was on my show a couple times, you know, and her manager had always sent me guests as well, and but she invited me to Toronto for Horrorama, and I went and I had a blast, and she she showed me Toronto. Like I know the subways and streetcars that are because of her, and I can navigate them quite well. So she showed me all of that, and last year I did Horrorama with her again, you know. But we
Mhm.
kept in touch, you know, and actually she called me yesterday. you know, because she was wondering how the virtual interview with Toronto General Hospital went. She hopes I move down there, you know, so
Oh, I'm sure.
yep,
But that's good. I love that. I love
yep,
that.
yep. And plus I've met people through her too, other people in the business, you know, that I met through her. So
Well, that's
she
how it
was
starts.
well, she's helping me increase my brand. She told me all about doing business cards and you should do this or you should do that. And she always gave good advice, you know. So Lisa's been wonderful. So
I've got somebody like that in my life too. He lives in Detroit, which is
mhm,
one of the perks, had I gone to Detroit, would have been meeting this person. So yeah, no, I know what it's like when people mentor you and don't need you to get over and have the time and choose to be the kind person and share their knowledge. Because honestly,
mhm,
knowledge is more power than anything else, knowing
yeah.
things. So I love that. I love that somebody's like that with you. I love that you're able to experience it. You're such a good egg. Like, I don't know why anybody would not have you come to a convention with them,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I remember one year I went to do Comic Con in Toronto, and I wasn't going to go because Lisa was going to be in California visiting her son, and I
Mhm.
was like, "Can I handle it without her around?" But you know
Yes.
what? Here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing. During that weekend, she gave me a call to see how I was doing. And I said to her, I said, Lisa, you taught me well on the subways. I know what I'm doing. But I wish you were here anyway because, you know, you're wonderful company. But I think one of the things that she wanted to see is how I navigate by myself. And she taught me well. But I still would have
Good,
preferred
but
her
like, you know
there.
what? Even though it's like one of the things she wanted to see, but maybe it's one of the things you needed to remember about yourself,
Hmm.
you know? So
Yep.
it's so when you can self-empower like that, because it goes back to what I was saying before. It's like nobody's coming to save you. Like you gotta save yourself, not you personally. I'm not saying Greg, I'm not giving you advice. I'm just saying just generally, like the idea that there's something outside you that's gonna fix anything is completely absurd. Like it
What,
all
you're
goes,
not going to fix anything for me?
I could fix your what can I fix? I can build you stuff. I know how to
Yeah.
fix things. I do.
Yeah.
I do. I can fix things, but I can't fix
Yeah.
people.
What does
Things, but I can't fix people. I can only fix myself.
yeah, but does your birdie agree with you?
Um, that's their story. I don't know. Like, do you agree with me? They better if they want birdseed? I don't know. No. You want a clean cage? You better agree with me, little feathered. Meow. You meowing for me. That's nice.
What, you got a cat bird?
I've got a bird that meows. That bird meows right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. She also makes crow noises. Hey,
Yeah.
look, you make what about the crow? Can you tell me what a crow says? She's like, not unless you give me a treat. It's transactional. You want crow? You gotta give me almond. It's like I'd rather not eat crow. Thanks. Don't make me look bad.
Listen, we haven't did any Snow White yet. Do a Snow White thing.
Oh my gosh. I
Yeah,
don't know.
do that.
Snow
We want to
White's
hear.
shacking up. She's shacking up with 3.5 men.
I thought 7.5 men.
Well, no, because if it's 7 dwarfs, it's 3.5 men. Gotta cut it in half.
Okay, I get your point.
Two of the dwarfas make one man's.
Oh,
Because
okay.
two of the dwarfers, they make one man's. Now, when I talk about dwarfers, this is not socially inappropriate because the story is called Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and so that's not a bad word.
Uh-huh.
That's grumpy, sleepy,
Dopey.
daisy, dopey, crazy, lazy, and sleepy. doot, doot, doot.
So it's Snow White and 3.5 Men?
Snow White and the 3.5 Mans, and then the horse and the prince and the huntsman's living happily ever after in a threesome. That's because they both enjoy nature.
You see, that's the movie you need to make.
Yeah, like so fractured fairy tales got fractured again. That's the
There you
refractured
go.
fairy tales.
That's the same. We could cast that. We could have
We can have Amber Heard play the sorry. Play the cat. Amber Heard is going to play the cat that hangs out at the 3.5 Man's house.
We could have you in it. We can have Corey Feldman in it.
What about Johnny Depp? Who does he play?
We could have Johnny Depp be he could be
Queen
the huntsman.
Jack Sparrow. It's Queen Jack Sparrow. She talks to herself in a mirror and wonders why she's not beautiful. Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
You're the most beautiful woman ever, Jack Sparrow. Except for Snow White. Now you have to kill her. Ready, go. End scene. Right, this is deteriorating.
Actually, it's funny. I was just thinking about the fact that, speaking of what we were talking about before, woke, they think the ending of Snow White is so wrong because she did not give permission for the guy to kiss her. I'm like piss off with that. She was under a spell. That's the only thing to wake her up. Oh, these people are so stupid. You just want to
Really,
backhand
did
them.
the frog give permission for the princess to kiss him and turn him into a human? Maybe the frog liked it better as a fucking frog too. So
Yep.
hashtag frog you. I don't know. Like what? Maybe the frog didn't like that. The frog didn't say okay. Did he? Oh no, maybe the
Yep.
frog trying to get the princess to kiss him and she
And
didn't
then I
want.
hear these complaints about older men, younger women. But yet, when I saw the film Mac and Rita, nobody said a thing about Diane Keaton locking lips with a much younger actor. No, I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's like,
What about Harold and Maude? Like there was Harold and Maude before there was Mac and Rita.
I
Mac and-
interviewed somebody from Harold and Maude too, so yep. But yeah,
Who?
exactly. Huh?
Brad Dourif?
No.
Was it Brad? No.
Oh, who did I
No, what was his name? It was Brad, wasn't it?
but no,
Brad
it was Bud Cort, but
Bud
that was
Cort,
not who I
that's right,
that's not who I interviewed.
My bad. Brad Dourif. I'm like, I've got horror movies in the head.
Yeah.
There's that Bud Cort. Thank you.
Yeah, it was I'm trying to think, who was it that was it Alan Gear?
Where is he now? Is he still alive, Bud Cort?
Yeah, he's still around.
What's he doing?
I have no idea. He wasn't on this show though.
Not yet. Not
Working on
after
it. Yeah,
Not
Alan
after
Gear.
that.
Alan Gear was the one I had on. Yeah. That was who I had on from the film.
Yeah.
That was interesting. The film was kind of weird, but
Oh, wow. There he is. Bud Cort.
mm-hmm.
Interesting what he looks like now, all grown up with his goatee and glasses. Interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh God, he grew up in Rye, New York. Now I'm looking at his biography. Like my mom got a house up in a place called Putnam Valley, which was not far from Rye.
Are you gonna go hook up with him now?
No.
That'd be a movie. Bud Cort and Liane Curtis, and
Can you imagine?
a remake of Sleepless in Seattle.
Oh God. Could be like stay up all night with my orbs in New York. See what happens to you. Like,
Orbs in New York. That's a good title for a movie. Orbs in New York.
there you go.
Yeah.
It's a reality show.
And you could send the orbs to go find your prince, and in come Bud Cort.
Here comes Bud Cort, and then it turns out like the orbs are actually a fucking nightmare. Because they keep bringing back straggly weird dudes.
Mm-hmm. And the birds have to defend, and the birds have to defend the place.
Peck their eyes out.
There you go.
There Will Be Blood 3, starring
See,
Liane
aren't you lucky that
Curtis.
the movie The Birds is not true? Because imagine.
What are you doing? Oh, they're always doing weird shit, these birds. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Are you trying to find food? Like starving my birds. Usually at this point they've been put in the dining room, but I'm a little slow today.
Yeah. That's why you got birds to keep you on your toes.
Keep me on my feathers. my
Yeah.
wing. Keep me on my wing. Hey, bird. Hi, bird. Here, let's get rid of the old stuff. That's not working. Aw, have some pasta.
It
Have
may
some-
it makes me believe the birds run the joint.
They kind of, no, I smoke the joint, the birds run the joint. We have an understanding. We have an understanding.
Yeah.
She took the fucking pistachio and ran away with it back to her area. Aren't you quite the parrot? Okay, well, now I can put my laptop back where I want it.
There you go. So what's
There.
on your agenda for this evening?
This evening, let's see, what
Mhm.
time is it? 5:25. Well, I was gonna try to maybe edit some of this orb stuff, but I have to go check on my emails and see if there's any more radio activity. Then I need to sort of slip the MP3 into the Dropbox that my friend put metadata in for me, because that just is beyond my, like, I'm quite brilliant some places, and then there are the other places where I just stare dumbfounded. I
Mhm.
just don't get it. Like, so, I'm glad to have people around me who are good 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, because I'm a really good concept person. I just need help reining it in and putting it in context. So,
Mhm.
yeah, probably some music related stuff. Maybe I'll sing to my birds, something.
Or your birds can sing to you.
They do that all the time. I figure turnabout's fair play. You want to screech
Yeah.
it, screech right back.
Yeah.
Screech with a guitar.
Mhm. Your birds they really care.
I can feel superior. No.
Do they let you sleep at night?
Yeah, and they actually are pretty good about not making any noise until they see me get up. Like, it can go light out, like they know it's daytime, but unless I'm up, like, the first thing I do is grab my cell phone and plug my headphones in and do a guided morning meditation that I do.
Mhm.
Then I pretty much go right into a 3-minute cold shower, and it's then it's, hot beverage, then a little light language, and then I watch my YouTube videos or whatever while I'm uploading my light language. And I get on about my business of checking emails and checking to see what the record's doing and trying to keep things moving, making sure I remember to eat, like before 8 o'clock at night. Oh, fuck, I did it again. So I'm trying. It's hard for me to regulate myself because I like to just sort of be in my little blobby space, but that doesn't really work for a physical body that needs to eat every few hours. So,
Well, we'll have to let you get to eat here in a minute. It's always nice having you on here, I
I love
wasn't even
talking with you, Greg.
huh?
I love talking with you. You're a good
I
soul, a really good vibe. I really appreciate hanging out with you. It's fun.
I love hanging out with you, I love chatting with you. Like I didn't even know what we were going to talk about today, but I was like, it doesn't matter because you're one of
Aw.
these people that I can just come in here and relax and let you go. And Because I know you're going to be great regardless, you know? So,
I appreciate that. That's very kind. It makes me feel very welcome, and it's always such a safe space here. It really
yeah, I
is.
love having you on here, you know? So, yeah, so no, I love checking in. I know last year we didn't connect, but that's okay. That's
It's
okay.
okay.
We connect.
We're in 2023. We can do it again in the fall.
Mm,
Who knows? Maybe there'll be a con and maybe we'll both be there. You never know. Weirder things have happened.
you go be there with the birds?
Yeah, I'll bring them. I'll attach them to my hair. It'll be great. I just have like parrots on my head.
Mm-hmm.
Like some people like snakes, like the Medusa. I like
Mm-hmm.
having little parrots, like just have one right here sticking out, hair coming over. It'll be like a new thing. And like Lady Gaga will be really jealous.
Mm-hmm.
It'll It's like I don't need no meat dress. I've got bird hair. A
How many birds do you have?
million, I tell you.
You got a million birds.
A million birds. I've got a bird for every hair on my head. No. I have 3 African gray parrots and 1 black-headed kayik here with me. I have a few parakeets and a cockatiel back in Los Angeles who may or may not, hopefully we'll move them this way soon, along with my stuff that's in storage somehow. And then I'll be ready to fill the trash can with half of what was shipped back here, probably. Or I'll need to get a summer house like my mother did and
Your
have
bird,
tiles.
your birds will probably outlive you too.
That's a whole other thing, that I try not to let bother me. I don't think about that too much. I know that one of my kids said that they would take one of the parrots, not all of them. They have more of a relationship with Diva, the one that came on camera today.
Mm-hmm.
The other 2 are very young. They're less than 20 years old. So like they'll definitely need to be willed to someone. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see all about that. See what happens. Who knows? We could have an apocalypse. It could be the third, 15th shaking of the earth, and like some new civilization is going to come in after we're all wiped out. Fuck do I know? All I know is that it's time to be happy.
Yeah,
No
but
matter
new civilization, the birds will still be there.
Hopefully I'll find some dry land to perch on until it's all over. Wait it out. Something. Go find the ant people and move down to inner earth and hope that
There you
that's
go. There you go.
make friends with the ant people, guys. Do it before the flood, because there'll probably be another one in the next, I don't know, 1,000 years or so. Hopefully not in our lifetime. How's that?
There you go. There you go.
Look on the bright side. Probably won't happen in the next 3 to 5 years.
Hopefully not.
After 2030, all bets are off.
Hopefully I'm not here for it.
Solar flares and beyond. Like, who knows?
There you go.
Well, we'll leave it on the galactic note there, right?
Well,
We're
you
not
know what?
out there. Go make friends with another species. Go learn something. Don't kill things because they're different and you're scared. Those are my words of wisdom for this time.
You are the other species I made friends with.
Well, see, look at that. If we can do it, everyone can do it.
There you go. Well, you know what? I'm gonna let you get to your supper so you won't be up all night
Digesting.
digesting. Yep. What are you having for supper?
Tonight, I will be
Yeah.
having on the menu tonight will be a smoothie. 2 cups of spinach, half a cup of coconut milk. I don't have any Greek yogurt, so I'm going to dump some plain kefir in there. A little chia seeds, lots of cinnamon, and some frozen peaches because I'm out of mangoes. Really tasty, very green.
Nice.
Put water in there. And if it's not sweet enough, throw a date or half a banana in. It's good for you.
There you go. There you go. I got some of those meal supplement stuff here. One of my guests was talking to me about. I use milk with it, but I'm wondering, can you use water with it?
Probably.
Yeah.
It'll be less calories. There'll be less sugar because lactose has sugar. Lactose is sugar. So you'll have, and then dairy, unless there's in the supplement powder, there's dairy, they'll have less, if you have any kind of reaction to dairy that gives you extra phlegm, that'll be reduced.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
Those supplemental powders have a lot of good stuff in there,
Have a lot of what?
Stuff in there, most of them, like all of the supplements and extra iron and all kinds of good stuff. Spirulina.
Yep. Well, on that note, it's always fun having you on here. And
Thank you.
oh yeah, I'll have to email you and find out what your Facebook what is there that I can get that figured out, so.
Enigmatic Facebook of Liane Curtis, the many faces of Eve.
Yeah. Until next time, Liane and the Diva Bird. And yeah, I'll send you the link to that interview that had you and your mom on it, because I think you'd be delighted in that. That was a fun interview.
No, I think it would be a good thing to have. Thank you.
Yes, I'll send that to you.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Before I let you go, I always love to have a plug for the show.
All right.
Just state your name and go for it.
Go ahead.
Okay. No, I was going to say, just state your name and say you're listening to Greg Gilbert on Python's Paradise. Be as creative as you want.
Hello, my name's Liane Curtis, and you're listening to Greg Gilbert on Python's Paradise.
Liane Curtis, folks. She is the girl from hell, hanging out with her critters, blowing out 16 candles.
What a fabulous intro outro.
There you go. There you go. Well, God bless you, Liane. It's wonderful staying in touch. And you're fun to hang out with, so.
Thanks. I think so. So
the birds think so. Absolutely. The birds think so.
All right, man. Well, thanks, honey. And good luck on your interview. Let me know how it goes. Email me.
Oh, I already had the interview. I just waiting to see whether I'm going to be.
How it went, when they call you. So you got another 3 weeks? 3 weeks, right?
2 weeks, I think. Yeah, because if I move to Toronto, I'll be on the same time zone as you, because right now I'm an hour ahead.
Wow. Okay, that makes sense. Those pesky longitudes.
There you go.
All right, man. Well, good luck. And, next time I see you, maybe it'll be from Toronto.
Hopefully they got to get you to one of those cons.
Dude, if that's, what, seriously, cons are fabulous. I'm happy. I'm happy to do them. But that's that's a known. What's the unknown? I'm more interested in the unknown. And you move to Toronto because you've got a new adventure to go on. That's the kind of stuff that rides the line between comfort zones being perturbed and new adventures being gone on with an open mind. That's where you feel alive, kind of riding that edge. So I wish good things on you and good shifts.
Well, I appreciate that. I need some good things. I have one today. I got to chat with you.
Oh, yay!
Yeah, yeah. And on that note, I bid you a wonderful evening. Enjoy your smoothie. Enjoy the birds.
Thank you. You be well. You take care of.
Absolutely. Take care. Bye bye.